Hello, everybody. From the council, for this presentation, we'll be going over the new activity rooms for our community, recreation, and family center. Throughout this presentation, we'll go over the 5 different rooms set up for the 5 different developmental stages. In each room, we will have different activities set up for the children in order to help the children's cognitive and physical development. Here at our community, recreation, and family center, we find the overall development of the children of the utmost importance. Our first room is the infant room. The first scheduled activity for this room will be to have singing time with the infants. I will have a chance to sit and sing little songs with each infant in the room. The song that I have in mind is Patty Cake, which will require hand movements such as clapping and arm rolling. I believe that this will help infants' cognitive development because when you sing to them, they will sing as well and start making little noises and go along with the song. My second activity for the infants will be engaged in some physical type activities, such as having tummy time and doing a little bit of crawling and playing with toys appropriate for infants. I do not want infants to be confined to the crib or in one spot. The purpose of this activity will be to enhance their physical development by being able to crawl around and do a lot of movements without being confined to a small space. I would like to purchase the type of baby walkers that have little toys attached so that the infants can attempt to walk and play with the toys. I think that these are great for infants. They can learn how to walk and talk. This type of walker can be purchased at Babies R Us. The link is attached. Room 2 is the toddler room. This is where one of the most important cognitive achievements of this period is the realization that objects are permanent and independent. This realization, the object concept, is possible only when the infant can symbolize, that is, represent internally. Another great activity to do with the kids would be the telephone game, where they're whispering what they heard to their neighbor until we get to the last person to see if they can relay what was actually said. I feel this game would be great for the children of the ages of 3 to 4. With a telephone game, it would help the children with their language, and they'll be learning new words to add to their vocabulary. Now about it, that I think about it, they'll also develop some or better listening skills, so the telephone game would be great. For this game, it doesn't require any materials. The only thing that is needed is the children to sit in a circle. Our third room is the early childhood room. The first activity for the early childhood class will be to play the memory game. The memory game consists of little cards with certain pictures on them, and they come in multiple cards. The card will be flipped over, and the child will try and find another card that matches the one that was flipped over. This activity will help children's cognitive development by speeding up their thought process and improving their memory. The second scheduled activity is the show and tell. Show and tell is where the children will bring their favorite toy or item to the class and tell the class why it's their favorite toy and what it can do. The rest of the class will be able to ask each other questions about the toy or item. This activity helps children be able to express how they feel about something that's important to them. They will develop some kind of listening skills and how to ask simple questions. I believe that this activity will enhance the children's social development because they are interacting with each other about the item or toy that they selected for this activity and learn how to respect others by giving everyone an opportunity to speak without being interrupted. One of the issues that I can think of will be coming from family and parenting, because sometimes the children do not want to interact with anybody because they're, they're not usually around other children. The main items that I would have in the early childhood room are books. Books that are age appropriate, such as the Bernstein Bears books, which I loved as a child. I'm sure they will as well. These type of books can be bought at Amazon.com. The link is also attached to the presentation. Room 4 is the middle to late childhood room. A good activity for this age group that will help with their development is to use blocks. Start with the blocks in a clear container. Then stack the blocks. Once the blocks are in a stack, ask the student if the number of blocks has changed because the organization of the blocks has changed. With this activity, they can use blocks or Legos. The objective of using these blocks is to better understand, to gain better understanding of conservation. Conservation is the understanding that something stays the same in quantity even though it appears to change. This activity proves that even though the blocks were manipulated, the quantity did not change. Poggett's third stage of cognitive development is known as the concrete operational stage. Poggett considered the concrete stage a major turning point in the child's cognitive development because it marks the beginning of logical operational thought. Another activity for this age group would be board games, Candyland. This game includes a small deck of cards with different colored squares, the actual game board, and a few characters to move around the board. The instructions to this activity are that each child will pick out their character they would like to be. Once each child has their piece, everyone sets up their piece on the start square in the board, and they begin to pull the cards from the deck, starting with the youngest player, first rotating clockwise. Once you pick your card and read it, you will go where it says. For example, maybe 2 yellow squares on a card, which means you can move 2 yellow squares and continue to do such until someone reaches the finish point. The characteristics of learner's experience game making activities are a positive one. It is shown that children learn through play and therefore learn many lessons in games. Since children learn the best through play, I figured I'd share my favorite childhood game for the children to play. Some of the issues that come along with this activity is some of the children not being able to accept someone else winning the game. Issues. The next room is the adolescence room. The main activity I would like to do for the adolescence room is an activity called Two Truths and a Lie. For this activity, each student will have a turn to tell the class 3 things about themselves. Two of the 3 things they tell us will be a lie, and the class has to figure out which one is a lie. I feel that it's a really fun activity and will help the kids get to know each other. Since social relationships are such an important thing at this age, this activity gets the children to talk to one another, share a relation to the truths on the activity, and become friends. I know that it takes time to make friends at this age, but I think this will speed up the process just a little. Not only will this activity get them to talk to each other, it will also get some of the students out of their shyness or their shell and get involved in the class. A great activity I have for this, another great activity I have for this class, for this age group is possibly a sex education class. At this age of the students they're curious about what's going on with their bodies, why their voices are changing, why why this part of their body is growing. I feel that it's really important for adolescents to be educated about the changes that they're going through with their bodies and how to deal with them. This class helps them fully understand how physical development works. Most adolescents don't really understand their physical development because their parents aren't really talking to them about it. It's important for parents to talk to their children about their physical development so that they can understand how to deal with it. A game that I would like to have in this classroom is Taboo. I feel like this game would be great for the class because not only will it help with their communication skills, it will help them learn how to work as a team. This game can be purchased at Amazon.com. The link is also attached. In conclusion, our recreation center and family center is focused on the overall development of children of all ages. Our rooms are designed to achieve this development by providing the children with the tools and activities necessary to provide the right amount of physical and cognitive learning for these children. I would like to thank all the council members for taking time to hear this presentation. This concludes my presentation. Do I have any questions at this time?